Hello horror fiends and Halloween fans, welcome to the Horror Next Door. In this video, we are going to share with you some things that we purchased during spooky season this year. We hope that you enjoy our Halloween haul for 2022. First up, we wanted to show the items that we purchased at Monster Mania 51, which is a horror convention that we attended in September. Psycho purchased a cute little pinhead baby that someone crafted. I don't know if maybe it was the dichotomy between how creepy and crazy Pinhead is and having it in the form of a cute tiny little baby doll or what, but he really liked this, so he decided to get it. They also had a booth with a bunch of old Fangoria magazines in it, and just as he did with all of the Jason Voorhees covers, Psycho intends to collect all of the Freddy Krueger covers. So when we saw these, he was able to find one we didn't have yet and wanted to grab that. We also got a couple of t-shirts. This Freddy Dare shirt, I honestly am not sure what booth we purchased this from, I just know that I wanted it for a long time. And this Scream gutted shirt, I'll call it, really caught Psycho's eye. So when we were at that booth and he pointed out the Freddy Dare shirt, we decided to get him. I spent a good amount of money at the Brutalities booth. I had never heard of them before. Maybe they were at prior conventions I've attended, but I didn't notice. However, I'm a huge tea drinker. I literally drink tea every day, maybe even more than I probably should. The flavors have awesome names. Basically, they just take metal music or horror movie references and name their teas after them. As you can see, I got Croconut after The Crow, Cakes on a Plane after Snakes on a Plane, and Black Tea No. 1 after Black No. 1 by Typo Negative. I'm obsessed with Black Tea No. 1. It's delicious. I've been stalking their website. I'm definitely going to be buying more from them. I also got a mug because it just was so cool with Baphomet on it. I loved the design and the little pentagram on the spoon. I randomly picked up a wax melt at a booth there. I will grab that name and make sure we are linking all these small businesses in the description for you guys so you can help support them. I was running low on cash at this point and wasn't about to go over my budget by visiting an ATM, so I had $5 to spare, and when I smelled this, I just needed it. I also think it's really cute that she makes it look like a candy bar and that it has the bat confetti in it and everything. Again, once I was low on money, just sort of wandering around, I saw this tote. I just think this take on these horror characters that are so well known is really unique and awesome. I just love the way they look. Totes are handy for everything, so I just wanted it. If you know who made the artwork on this, please leave a comment letting us know, because I'm not sure that it was the booth I purchased it from. This is a really cute horror-themed poster that we definitely are excited to get a frame for and hang up in our house. So many adorably rendered horror characters that we love, and everything that it says under them is perfection. Lastly, we have a few Jellicoe prints in this house, and I knew that at some point they had made some Twin Peaks designs. I specifically asked the gal at the booth if they had any, and she knew that they did, so I went ahead and finally got this, even though it's not strictly horror. If you are a David Lynch fan, or even if you've not and you may have seen some of his stuff, you know that there's definitely some spooky business sometimes, and some of that stuff could definitely be construed as horror. This ghost thermos was the first purchase that I made all Halloween season. The design on it reminded me of an Artisan 34, I think is the brand, throw blanket that I had been seeing online that I really, really wanted. And by this point, I had already stalked quite a few stores looking for it without finding it successfully. So basically, purchasing this was sort of my way of making up for that. Anyway, I love it. It's really cute and it keeps things cold for a really, really long time. Similarly, I have this ghost soap dispenser, which actually has soap in it, and then there's a skull soap container. The ghost soap I literally just purchased because of that exact design that I was looking for on the blanket, and then the skull soap container, the dark gray color of it perfectly matches our kitchen, and our entire house is decorated in spooky decor year round, so both of them are perfect. As I've probably mentioned in prior haul videos, I do have an addiction to spooky mugs. I believe these 5 were the only ones I purchased this year. It's more than 5 if you count that stack of boo pumpkins. But there were a couple that I specifically wanted, and then along the way I just kept finding cool things. I picked up the wolf one, not even realizing that there was an awesome death design on the other side. These cute little characters on these keychains are from the Target Bullseye Playground. I think they were $1 or something really cheap. The first time I saw them, I ignored them. But another time when I went to the store with Psycho, he was like, we should get these. They're too adorable. How could I disagree? And then we also got these bat and ghost shaped spatulas from the Target Bullseye Playground. Speaking of Target, we had quite the debacle finding this pumpkin skeleton. Thank you so much to my sister who purchased one for us on her trip from her home state to visit us in ours. Both she and I were stalking Target trying to find this pumpkin skeleton. There was even one day where Psycho and I went to Target before they even opened and were sitting in the parking lot waiting for them to open because we were told they were going to have their Halloween stuff out that day. And of course, when we went in, they still did not. So I don't know if it wasn't for my sister if we would have gotten this awesome guy. So thank you again to my sister, and we love him. He's awesome. He's really unique, and he's probably just going to hang out around our house year round, to be honest. Here are some skeleton oven mitts and a really cute spooky spatula set, as well as some adorable ghosty drying mats. All of this stuff came from Home Goods. So I know that none of it's very exciting, but it is fun and it just makes us happy. I also got this coffin-shaped skelly cake pan thing from Target. I think it was only like $7. I have rarely, if ever, seen Joanna Parker items out in the wild, and kind of just got to the point where I started buying everything Joanna Parker that I saw, because when you purchase it at places like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, it's much cheaper than if you were to go online and purchase them from online stores, at least from everything I've ever seen. I got these salt and pepper shakers, some pumpkin goblets, some candy corn mugs, and then this really cute set of cat and vampire mugs. I just love the retro design. I pretty much love everything she puts out, so I wanted to take advantage of sighting them in the wild this year. The only things that I ended up getting from Michael's this year are this Never Trust the Living little canvas art thing and this really adorable little light up ghosty. The ghosty is one of those crafty things that you can paint, but I don't know that I will. I think he's perfect how he is. I just really thought it was adorable. I saw it randomly on Instagram and could not find it at the Michael's where we live. So when we were on a little road trip back home from vacation, we stopped at multiple stores doing Halloween hunting, and luckily I was able to find him at one of those Michaels on the way home. I got this awesome hand at Halloween City. I don't know if you would call it like a demon hand, a monster hand. It's got an eye in its palm, which reminds me of the movie The Gate. That part of the movie really freaked me out when I was a little kid too. I will never forget tiny Steven Dorff like screaming with the eye in his palm. Anyway, this thing is freaking awesome. My intention when I purchased it was going to be to hang jewelry from it. That's still my intention. I just haven't done anything with it yet since we just filmed the haul, but I almost wish I got more than one because it is so badass. I got a couple of puzzles at Home Goods. I've already put together the spirit board one, and I need to get on that little 500-piece Halloween jumble one before October's over. It is pretty small, so I'm thinking I can still get that done before the end of the month. At Spirit Halloween, I got this trick-or-treat crossbody bag and these adorable socks, and Psycho got a Killer Clowns from Outer Space cap. When I saw that Spirit was putting out a whole bunch of crossbody bags, I thought it was really awesome, and I was also expecting them to be a lot more expensive than they were. I can't quite remember at the moment how much these were. I want to say maybe $15 or maybe even $19. I purchased this little tray with the Halloween trick-or-treating cuties on it. It was $5 and I just couldn't get over how cute the artwork was. So I honestly don't even know what I'm going to do with this yet, whether I will leave it out all year. I also later saw this design, or actually Psycho saw this design on this reusable bag. So I also purchased that. It was also only $5 or $6. Here we have a couple of candles that I grabbed, both from Home Goods. That big one, it's a 3-wick candle. The design on it is epic. I wish it didn't have a big writing on it, but I'm just going to make sure that the writing is facing away when it's displayed. The price for that, I can't recall, but I want to say it was $14.99, which if you're obsessed with the Bath & Body Works 3-wick candles, you know is a steal of a frickin' deal, because Bath & Body Works candles are so overpriced, it's crazy. I don't even buy them anymore unless they're on clearance. And then I just loved the design on the pumpkin candle, including the cool lid. Then we have another Joanna Parker item, which is this adorable little pumpkin with like a muffin cupcake looking design to it that I found randomly at Marshall's. Psycho got this Scream-themed Scary Movies and Chill shirt. We originally saw it at Spirit up on the wall as a design they were supposed to have, and an employee said it was supposed to be in stock in a couple of different sizes as well, but we could not find it anywhere. The employee at Spirit also told us that if we went to Spencer's, we might be able to find one, so we did that, and they also didn't have any in stock there. So Psycho ended up ordering it off of Spencer's website because he really liked the design and really wanted it. This evidence bag tote was only $3.99 at Halloween City. I couldn't pass it up. I think it's such a cute little idea, and again, you can never have enough reusable bags. I got a couple of blankets this year. One, again, with the help of my sister. She was out Halloween hunting and saw these adorable little characters on this blanket and sent me a picture and said, "Do you want this?" And I said yes. So thank you so much again to my sister. The inside of this is crazy, like freaky soft also. In search of the ghost blanket I mentioned before, I instead found this Artisan 34 Bats blanket, which I think is so awesome. It's almost like a gradient from black to white, but instead of the color gradation, it's more like the amount of bats goes from dark to light. It is so cool. And even if you're not super into Halloween, like if you would never have jack-o'-lanterns and things like that in your house all of the time and things that are blatantly Halloween, this is the perfect type of spooky decor that you could have out all year round. I did also finally end up finding the ghosty blanket that I had been in search of. Went to multiple Tuesday mornings, specifically the one we have here locally where we live, multiple times. Had such a hard time finding it. Can't believe finally came across it. All the other things I bought as like a consolation prize or other things that we went through trying to find this thing. I'm just glad I finally came across it. It's basically a treasure at this point because of everything that happened to try to find this freaking thing. So I saw this skull globe lamp on Instagram, and someone that I follow on there basically just was like, "Oh, they're back in stock on the Marshall's website." So I immediately went and purchased it because I had not seen these lamps in stores at all by this time, and I thought having that skull inside there was such a cool idea. So I was really psyched when I got it, especially because it wasn't damaged, you know, shipping problems. Then my sister said that there was a bat version of this lamp that I had never even known existed, and I was looking all over the place trying to find that for her. Randomly, one day when we were Halloween hunting, Psycho spotted one, so we immediately purchased it for her. Then we randomly stopped at a TJ Maxx when we were away from home, and they had more of the bat lamps, and because it was so awesome that it was purple and how neat it looked when it's lit up and everything, we decided to get one as well. This ghost pillow was another item that was on my wish list. I had seen on Instagram that it was at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and Marshall's. Every time I found a ghost pillow, it was something else. It was too cutesy, and it was always much smaller. I believe when I finally found this, it was at Home Goods, and I was actually in the checkout area. I had looked all around the store, once again, hunting for this ghost, and did not see it anywhere, and then I saw saw something white and fuzzy crammed between two bottom shelves, almost completely hidden in the checkout. And when I went and pulled it out, I couldn't freaking believe that it was this fucking ghost pillow. So basically, he's like the treasure of the whole haul for me. I did not expect to find him anywhere, and the fact that I saw that buried and hidden in the checkout at all is something else. Thank you so much for watching our Halloween haul. We would love to hear what awesome Halloween goods you found this year, so drop us a comment or tag us on your Instagram. All of our social media pages are linked in the description box below. The Horror Next Door wishes you a spooky and happy Halloween. See you next year.